everybody. It's been a while. I thought I'd just come back down again and get some practice in for what's going to be a hopeful little adventure. I'm hoping to do the West Highland Way at the beginning of May. I'm still awaiting details from Derek, Denson Ranger. I applied to your video there a few months ago, and I've been looking forward for quite some time to get involved with a group and a few people that have got good experience in the camping, the wild camping, bushcrafting and etc. And I'm hoping, this weather's certainly getting me motivated, I'm hoping that I'll definitely be joining you on May 2nd for the West Highland Way. It's been the best part of a year actually since I've done any videos, as you'll probably notice with the ones I've got on my channel. I'm guilty of saying I'm not really a four-season camper yet, and it definitely is just a summer thing. The exceptional circumstances last year as well led me just to focus on buying some equipment, some gear and whatever for getting ready to take it serious. So I think with the kit I've accumulated, it's enough to see me through the summer weather anyway. I think I would need to invest some serious money for equipment in the winter and that. So, but anyway, it's good to be back. It's good to start getting back into a wee bit of video editing and things. And a day like today is great. Sun's shining, birds are tweeting, the usual poetry. But tomorrow, I'm 30. Tomorrow's my birthday. So I thought, yesterday I had a few drinks with one of my friends, made a day of it. Today it's just nice to come down the woods, the local woods, and chill out. Purpose of being down, getting to the point, is I haven't tested the kit since last summer. Even opening up the DD hammock and tarp, I'm realising I have to remember some knots again. Remember how to set it up, what things are missing. I can't find my tripod for my camera. I don't know how that's disappeared. I've been busy doing videos for friends and their weddings and things, so I'm trying to trace my steps to where the tripod is. So right now the camera's parked on a fallen tree. But anyway, what I'll do, I'll just show you my setup just now. As you can see, there's no need for a tarp up today, but I just wanted to get a feel for it again, and this is just me practicing and getting ready to decide what's the best stuff to take on a wild camp, or the West Highland Way especially, and trial and error. So without further ado, I'll just take you to show you. Nothing's much changed for the last video, but there's one or two things and options I'm thinking about. But anyway, let's see what I've got. Okay folks, as you see on the ground here, I've got the blue ground sheet. Cheap and cheerful, £1 from Poundland. Basically I was putting that down in terms of I'd put my shoes, my trainers and any equipment I didn't want to get wet in the ground. That does the job. Also, the new thing I've got is the X-Bed down mat. That's the pump cushion here for it. So all the twigs and that, I don't want the material getting ripped or anything like that. So it's always good to have something like that down as well. Speaking of the X-Bed mat, it's right in my hammock. And there it's there. Apologies for any of the shaking. It's done by hand, like I say, my tripod's missing. So that's the X-Bed mat here. I did try, based on seeing following other videos, I did try and put the down mat under in the extra bit we've got here. This is the DD Travel bivvy hammock. But when I put it in the underlayer through between the velcro, it was folding over and I wasn't really comfortable getting in on top of it. So what I've actually done, as I've seen in another video, is just put it in the same the compartment that I'd be lying in anyway, and it actually did work a bit better. It's not a perfect fit, it wasn't designed for the hammock, but it really does work, and I could feel the heat straight away being trapped in the beds, which is good, because as you can see down here, that is the new DD underquilt, under blanket. As you can see the way it's looking, I bought this a few months ago and DD Hammocks just brought it out, and as you know from what it is, it's like the under blanket for the sleeping bag basically under the hammock to keep the warmth in, and it helps down to -5. I haven't opened it, which is probably kind of silly, as I should have, just to make sure everything was okay with it, but as you can see the way it is, the tag's still on it, it's perfectly packed. As you can tell, if it was me it would be probably wouldn't get it back in. I was going to try that up today as well, but after experiencing what it's like with the X-Bed down mat in there, I don't think I'm going to need the under blanket. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I've raised a red flag there, but in terms of space in my rucksack and what I'm going to be needing for even just one overnight camp, never mind for the West Highland Way and carrying it all, I think the X-Bed in May, considering the better weather's coming in now, the X-Bed should be exceptional, as I think it helps you keep warm down to -12, so it should be fine under me in the hammock. So I don't think I'll need the under blanket just now. That'll be for another time to do a review on it or something, or experience it on its own. But I think for space and weight, I'll just take the bed. You can see the DD 3x3 metre tarp. Nothing special, again just looking at it, the ridge line. I think I'll keep it the way it is. It's not attached to underneath, I'll maybe change that. I remember people saying the paracord would be getting wet. So I put it under it, and the last strap, I see this one's off now. I put it on with the, see, this is a good reason why it's good to look at this, I can't forget the knots. But what I'm doing now is for myself to see what I need to do, what I need to get, and what I don't need to take, and what I do need to take. But anyway, like I says, it's just trial and error again. Practice now. You're better to be prepared before going away up the hills in the middle of the wilderness and end up find yourself in trouble. So I'm just going to go. There's Billy. Sorry Billy, he wasn't wanting to be on the camera. But I'm just going to basically chill out for a wee half hour, enjoy the efforts of putting all this up before heading back up the road. And tomorrow I'm a big 30. So in time now, it's the calm before the storm. Rightio guys, back at the same spot. I know I'm guilty of rambling on a wee bit, but this is an unscripted video. One thing I'm noticing trial and errors is I did try this thing about the knots. In the end I regretted it actually. You put the knots up so far, and that way the tree hugger hook carabiner gets it where you want it. See, it is good in practice in a way, but I kind of feel now that it's restricted the spread of the hammock right here at the end. And even though it'll go like this with whoopee slings or whatever you're using when the weight goes in, but if I had to have the option of lying that out as it's designed as a bivvy, there's only so far I'm going to get it to spread before it hits the first knot. So it's definitely taking away the point of the bivvy for this for me. And once your body weight goes against the tree and those knots are tightening up, you're never getting them out. They're far too tight, you're never getting them out. So I did manage to get some out before giving up and realising it ain't going to happen. They're kind of all over the place, so I think I'll just go back to having the knots, because that's just the way it's going to be. The tarp, what I'm deciding to do, I'm going to get more paracord, is I'm going to actually put it through the loops, because like I say, it's only on the end loop tensioned onto the ridge line, and any weight, if you want to put any side, the tarp's going with it. So it's very unstable in terms of you want an A-frame or just the way it is now. It's not in centre or nothing. So I think I'll be using the loops as it's designed. I'm going to show you now the X-Bed. I've got it blown up, but I want to talk about that just now. point of a ground sheet is trying to get the material ripped, but that doesn't seem to be happening. Nice get a dog walker. I don't need to do the great in terms of review, but the mini pump that comes with the X-Bed, simple standard clip on, and the thing is the air goes in, you press it, it goes into this. The thing is, it's as if you're doing CPR and you're going to be there spending a lot of time trying to get this up. What I've just realised today, that using that principle of air going in and not coming out, is you take your breath. Now a lot of people think you're going to be tired as well, but I've noticed the fact that when I'm squeezing, when I'm blowing in and squeezing, the air still isn't coming out, it's going straight into the bed, and it actually gets up much quicker, and I don't feel as tired actually with blowing into it as I do with the 5 to 10 minutes constant doing this with a little air going in at a time. So that definitely works. The Sinmat 7 I found after buying this, and with the airbag that would be exceptional. I don't know if it fits with this or not, but I'm glad I've got this anyway. In terms of taking the air out, as you know, it's trapped in with the valve. Just a finger on it and it keeps coming out. The other thing I saw in a video, I don't think I've anything here worth risking with, but as soon as the valve self-closes, self-seals, it's away. So if you get something to keep it open, once pressed down and it stays in place, you can just let it go and all the air is still going to be coming out. I'm just cautious of the grounds here with all the twigs and whatever, just be careful I don't pierce it. But that's that works for me so far. Hopefully it's helpful for anybody else that's wanting to know. Right, so after seeing the X-Bed, this is it rolled down. Probably a little bit of air still in it, but this is the whole point of today, how much I need to practice. It's been probably about 10 months of inactivity. And as I was saying about keeping something inside it, like a key or a twig maybe at your own risk, in order for the self-sealing valve to remain open in order to push the air out. There is something attached to it for that purpose. So, point of trial and error. I'd rather do it here than up in Monroe or in the middle of nowhere in Scotland in the West Highland way. So it's essential to practice at your comfort near home, as I'm doing today. And I think what I'm going to do, I've took the mental notes of what it is in terms of my knots, in terms of how I'm doing my ridge line with the hammock. I'm taking my X-Bed rather than the under blanket. The option of taking my tent will be the next video. It'll be my Vango Banshee 200. So I'll do a next video, it's going to be on the trial and error with the tent, and then I'll decide after some feedback hopefully, the fellow campers that are joining us on the West Highland way, and then I'll do a video of my kit that I'm planning on taking. But now the next couple of videos you're going to be seeing coming soon are trial and error with the tarp and hammock, trial and error with the tent, and then kit gear, and hopefully by then that'll be the next video of the adventure itself, so stay tuned.